Your alarm hasn't gone off yet. The street is completely still. The sky is that deep dark blue that isn't quite night and isn't quite morning. And right now, at this exact moment, before you open your eyes, something extraordinary is happening at the edge of your garden. A peacock stands alone in the darkness and begins to dance. Not a casual movement, not random display, a ritual, a ceremony that has been performed in exactly the same way, in exactly the same place, every single morning for months. And you have never seen this. Most people live their entire lives without ever witnessing what peacocks do in those precious hours before dawn breaks. They have no idea that outside their windows, something is happening that reveals the intelligence, the intention, and the profound mystery of the birds living near them. Subscribe to Garden Wildlife. Mind if you're new here, because what you're about to learn will make you want to set your alarm at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning just to witness it. Most people don't even know there is a 4 o'clock in the morning. It's this blind spot in human consciousness. We sleep through it. The world during those hours feels unreal to us, like it doesn't fully exist because we're not there to verify it. But peacocks know. At exactly 4 o'clock, before the alarm hasn't even thought about going off, a peacock's eyes open, not gradually, not slowly stretching into awareness. The eyes open. The body becomes immediately alert, and within seconds this bird is moving. This is not approximate. This is not around 4. Researchers documenting peacock behavior have found that individual birds maintain this schedule with remarkable precision, deviating by perhaps 5 or 10 minutes across an entire season. But 4 o'clock is when the ritual begins, every single morning. And here is what matters. The peacock does not wake this early by accident. It wakes at the exact moment that provides maximum advantage, late enough that most predators have settled into their own sleeping places, early enough that the peacock has a full hour of semi-darkness before the chaos of daylight arrives, early enough to establish territory and position before any rival peacock is even thinking about waking. The timing reveals something profound about peacock consciousness. This is not instinct running on autopilot. This is calculation. This bird understands time. This bird understands advantage. This bird has organized its entire sleep schedule around a single critical hour. The peacock does not perform this ritual from just anywhere. It returns to the same roosting spot every single morning. Not approximately the same spot. The exact same spot. Researchers documenting peacock behavior have found that individual birds will roost on the same branch, the same fence post, the same section of ground for months at a time, sometimes for years. This is remarkable, because the peacock knows this spot intimately. It knows the sight lines from this location. It knows which directions offer the best visibility. It knows where predators typically approach from, which areas of the surrounding landscape will amplify its calls, which areas will dampen them. It knows the geometry of sound in this space. The choice of roosting location is not casual. It is the stage upon which the ritual will be performed, and the peacock selects this stage with extraordinary care. It is a location that provides visibility in multiple directions. It is a location that offers some cover or escape route if danger comes. It is a location that allows the peacock's calls to travel far across the landscape, reaching potential rivals and potential mates. Here is what is remarkable. Some peacocks choose elevated positions, fence posts, low roofs, branches that give them height advantage. Some choose ground-level positions that offer dense cover nearby. Some choose open spaces that allow for unobstructed display. Each bird seems to have assessed the landscape and chosen the spot that best serves its own specific needs and advantages. Each choice reveals intelligence. Each choice reveals intentionality. From the roosting spot, in the darkness before dawn, the peacock begins to vocalize. The first call is deep and resonant. It travels far across the landscape and announces presence, territory. The second call is different, higher, more complex, carrying multiple tones and frequencies that create a kind of melodic statement. The third call returns to depth but adds variations that the first call did not contain. and then the sequence repeats. This is not random. This is not random bird noise. Researchers studying peacock vocalizations have found that individual birds have distinct dialect variations in their call sequences that are recognizable to other peacocks in the region. The sequence establishes identity. It announces territory. It communicates information about the individual peacock's age, health, and status. And critically, this sequence is performed at the same time every morning, which means that any peacock listening, any potential mate, any rival, any family member knows exactly who is making the announcement. They recognize the voice. They understand the statement being made. They can respond accordingly. The peacock is not just making noise. The peacock is making an announcement. The peacock is saying, I am here. I am strong. I survived the night. This space is mine. And I will perform the same declaration tomorrow morning at the same time from the same location. After the vocal sequence, the peacock begins the physical ritual. The tail feathers fan out in the extraordinary display that we all recognize. The massive semicircle of iridescent feathers that seems to defy the bird's body size. But the display is not static. The peacock does not simply fan the feathers and stand motionless. It moves. It dances. It performs a series of steps that are remarkably consistent. Forward steps, backward steps, side-to-side movements that cause the feathers to shimmer and shift with each motion. The feathers catch the pre-dawn light in specific ways as the bird moves, creating optical effects that appear and disappear. The iridescent blues and greens shift from deep navy to bright cyan depending on the angle of the light and the position of the feathers. This is not random movement. This is choreography. And the choreography serves multiple purposes. It demonstrates the peacock's physical condition. A weak or unhealthy bird cannot maintain the balance and coordination required for the dance. It displays the full extent of the feather display, ensuring that every iridescent feather catches light and becomes visible. And it creates a visual rhythm that captures attention and holds it. The dance is hypnotic. It is meant to be. It is designed to make any observer unable to look away. Whether that observer is another peacock or a potential mate, the effect is the same. The movement, the color, the pattern, all of it communicates information. All of it says something about the bird performing the ritual. The ritual does not end after one performance. The peacock will perform this sequence. The calls, the dance, the display, repeatedly over the course of an hour, not identically every time, but with consistent core elements. The intensity may vary. Sometimes the calls are louder, sometimes quieter. Sometimes the dance is more vigorous, sometimes more restrained, but the ritual continues. And as the sun begins to actually rise, as the pre-dawn darkness transitions to actual dawn light, the intensity of the ritual increases. It reaches a peak just as the sun breaks the horizon. And then, quite suddenly, it stops. The feathers fold. The calls cease. The peacock becomes calm. The ritual is complete. What is extraordinary about this behavior is its consistency. Year after year, morning after morning, the peacock performs this ritual with remarkable dedication. The ritual does not change based on whether anyone is watching. The ritual does not diminish if no mate appears. The ritual is performed regardless of weather, regardless of danger, regardless of any external circumstance. This suggests something profound about peacock consciousness. The ritual is not simply a response to external conditions. The ritual appears to be intrinsically important to the peacock. It is something the bird needs to do, regardless of outcome, regardless of success or failure. The peacock performs this ritual because the ritual itself is the point. When the pre-dawn ritual settles, when the sun has fully risen and the hour of critical action has passed, the peacock transitions into the ordinary activities of the day. Feeding, moving through territory, navigating the social landscape. The ritual hour is done. But here is what you need to understand. You are connected to this ritual. You are part of the landscape that Peacock is claiming and defending. The space you occupy, the garden you maintain, the environment you have created. All of it factors into the peacock's territorial calculations and its decision to return morning after morning to perform this ritual. When the peacock stands at 4 o'clock in the darkness and announces its territory through call and display, part of what it is announcing is your garden. Part of what it is defending is the space you have provided, the resources, the cover, the relative safety. You are not a passive observer of what happens in your garden every morning. You are part of the landscape those birds are claiming. Every morning before you wake up while you are unconscious, peacocks are performing rituals. They are establishing territories. They are communicating with rivals and potential mates. They are making decisions about where to spend their time, where to find food, where to rest. And your garden is part of those decisions. Your presence, your choices, the way you maintain or neglect the space, all of it matters. The next time you see a peacock during daylight, looking calm and random and purposeful, remember this. This same bird just hours earlier was engaged in a profound and deliberate ritual. This bird woke at exactly 4 o'clock. This bird returned to its sacred roosting spot. This bird performed a sequence of calls and dances that communicated information about itself to the entire region. This bird was not idle. This bird was strategic. This bird was aware. Go out tomorrow morning earlier than usual. Stand quietly at the window before the light fully comes. Listen to the calls that rise before the dawn. You are hearing the sound of your garden being claimed, defended, and chosen. You are hearing intelligence. You are hearing intention. You are hearing something that most people never know is happening, but happens every single morning, right outside their doors. Tell me in the comments, have you ever heard a peacock calling early in the morning? Have you ever witnessed this pre-dawn ritual? What time did you hear them? What did it sound like? If this video changed the way you think about the peacocks living near you, if this changed your understanding of bird intelligence and bird behavior, tell someone about it. Share it with someone who would understand. Sometimes the right perspective at the right moment transforms how we see the world around us. Subscribe to Garden Wildlife. Mind so you don't miss the next revelation about the hidden lives of the birds and animals living in your neighborhood. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.